many of you out there have ever worked on your finish in your golf swing? I'm willing to bet probably not that many, because a lot of us think, well, it's kind of arbitrary really, the ball's already gone, it's flying in the air already, what influence does the finish have over that ball flight? But here at GRF Golf, the finish is one of the first things we look at, because it can give some real big indicators, some clues as to what has taken place in order to get to that finish. Because the finish is just a net result of everything that has gone before in the swing. And we can start to recognize patterns and traits of different swings and how they finish in different places, directionally, tension-wise. And it's really tension that I'm going to talk about in this video. And it's arm tension, really. It's about how you can recognize how your arms are tensioning. Because ideally, we feel these arms should simply be reacting to the rest of the body, and the body is reacting to the force it's creating by interacting with the ground. So it is GRF Golf. Lots of people ask us, what does GRF stand for? And it is ground reaction force. So we are interacting with the ground to create force, and it is actually us that reacts to that. Our body is going to move in response to these forces we're creating, and hopefully the arms are going to react to what the body is doing. So how might that result itself in a finish, or how might we be able to see that in a finish? Often we see golfers who come for lessons finishing, and I know it's a favourite phrase of a colleague of mine, like they're holding on to a rattlesnake, holding on for dear life. And there's so much tension in these arms. And so, as you would have seen from some of the videos, we tend to allow a golf swing to emerge by helping a student develop awareness for and enhance their interaction with the ground and create force for ultimately the club to react to. And of course, we're attached to the club through our hands, etc. But often we can do some fantastic work, really get them interacting with the ground fantastically, but they've just had these arms locked out like iron rods, and therefore the force cannot be transferred through the arms, through the club, ultimately to the ball, for hopefully more ball speed, and not just speed and distance, more control. Instead of locking it all out and it all moves together and you can see, okay, I'm going to maybe get a strike, but it's not going to be very powerful, as opposed to letting these levers free up. Let them react, because they are going to tension themselves. So I'm going to show you an exercise that you can do to help take some of that muscular contraction out of it and just let these arms and ultimately the club head react to how your body's moving. What you can do is just find that finish that you get to in your normal golf swing. And now I'm not going to go to my finish, because my finish is, as you've just seen, with the arms quite relaxed, the weight of the club just on my shoulder here, and then I can let the club fall afterwards. I'm going to impersonate someone else's finish. I'm going to go for a nice stiff-armed, holding onto a rattlesnake finish. But what you can do from there, wherever your finish is, what you can do is just let the elbows bend and let the club sit on your shoulder like this. And then be aware of how much tension's in your arm at this moment, and then what you can do is just let that tension go. See how everything just got a little bit more relaxed and soft. And now I can actually feel that weight. I can feel that weight like a seesaw on my shoulder. Look at that. It just glides on my shoulder. So have a go at this. And then what we can do from here is, when the shoulder has taken the weight of that club, what we can do is just let this butt end come straight down our chest. So actually, my hands are going to slide down some material on my top here until that club head, the weight of it, pivots and falls in front, and then we can hold it sort of parallel. So you can feel the weight of that club, right there in the finish. But the exercise is a bit more than that. What you're going to do is find that finish, let the hands drop, and at that critical moment, when that club head starts to come out in front of you, that's when we're going to get busy with the body, but trying to maintain that same level of tension in our arms that we felt when the club's just resting on our shoulder, which, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being almost no tension at all, 10 being the maximum amount of tension, I'm going to put this at a 2 or 3 for me. And we're going to try and maintain that level of tension all the way through this next swing. So you let the hands drop down your top, and then as that club head starts to come out, then I'm going to get busy with the body, swing back and through, and find that same finish where the club's resting on my shoulder and I feel almost no tension in the arms. And we're going to do 3, 4, 5 of those in a row. So we swing to that finish, let them fall, and then off with the body again. Same finish. Let it fall, let the hands just come down the material on your top. You can hear it. And then you're off with the body again. And we do 3, 4, maybe 5 of these in a row. Can we get to that same finish every time? Put a bit more speed in that one, but it still went to the same finish. And then, when you've done your 4 or 5, I'll have one last one. Then you can just let it come and let the club head fall to here. So it's like a recoil. It doesn't stop there. And then I yank it down. It's just recoiling, nice and easy. And you can see how soft these arms are because they are just reacting. And why might it be better to let the arms react? Well, if we've got these locked out like iron rods, we are denying ourselves the opportunity of using all of these levers to help get a nice late snap of the club. So if you heard it when I was swishing here, that swish is taking place in this space here. I can hear it. If you're finding that your swish is back here, in this space over here, probably releasing the club far too early. And that might be because A, you're used to it and that's what your body is used to doing, and probably maybe using it to square a club face as well, but perhaps that's another video. But just do whatever you need to do to try and get that swish more in front of where the ball might be. So it's a really late snap of that club head. That snap you can hear, that's what's playing your golf shot. And you can play around with directing it. So is that snap that you can hear directed to the left? Is it directed straight at your target? Is it directed to the right? This is for you to play around with, but the key part to this is finding that finish and letting the hands just fall down your top. And do that in that continual swinging motion where you're just letting your arms react to the movement of your body. And then in that last one, you can just let the club head come down and sit, and I can feel the weight of that club. And then what you can do is take it to some golf shots down at the range. So maybe have a practice swing starting from where a ball would be, finding that finish that you're now familiar with because of your exercise. And now the important part is, can we find that same finish when there's a ball there? Yeah, I think there was a slight bit more tension in those arms for me. I could sense it, didn't quite have the same feeling as my practice swing. Obviously the stimulus of the ball is interfering here. It's different when there's a task of striking a golf ball. But we can start to. That was better, but I did release it just a bit too early. Caught it a bit fat. So then I'm gonna have my practice swing. That's better, that's a lot later. Less tension in the arms, one more, that's it. And then you can build your way into this golf shot, feeling it first, recognizing the finish, and then letting it go in the swing. Oh, that's the one. There we go, I love that golf shot and it felt brilliant. Lovely strike, hint a draw, and that nice soft finish at the end. So have a go at that. Let the arms react to the body movement. And play around with where this swish is. Ideally with an iron, for sure, we want it as far forward as possible. And like you saw me with the demonstration with some shots, even though I was getting it late on my practice, the stimulus of the ball interfered, went early a couple of times, but because I've got awareness for how I can change it and make it a bit later, that snap, just letting the levers load for longer as I go, let my body create that next phase of the swing, and then those levers can react a lot later. Hopefully you might get some more speed, some more distance, but also more control, because if that is a later release, while the club is still behind our sequence, we're still in control of it. As soon as that club is gone, we're out of control. We're holding on like the old rattlesnake finish. But really, if you want to delve deep into how you can use the ground, create those forces for your body to react to, and then your arms to react to that body movement, you can book a lesson with any one of us here at GRF Golf. There is a link in the description, and we can go through everything, creating force from the ground, letting the body react, how we need to adapt our release pattern if we're changing our swing, and all of that good stuff. But hopefully this exercise is going to get you feeling a bit more relaxed with the arms in your finish, and most likely it's going to transfer into how you're delivering the club into the ball. And if we find that nice, balanced finish, chances are we've created a really nice, efficient sequence and hopefully played a lovely golf shot. So let me know how you get on in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.